Hello, Warhammer YouTubers. It's Hooves of Doom, and well, it's the end of another week, and I'm here to talk about the project that I worked on this week. This is for my 1 week, one project, crazy kind of hobby self-challenge, I guess. Different project every week, completely random. And this week was 5 Putrid Blightkings from the Nurgle Rotbringers. This was, a project that I had pretty much decided to do well over a year ago, and then kind of got bogged down. So last week I finally finished my free guild, and then this week I started on the Rotbringers. And so I only have, for my entire... I have some Nurgle demons and stuff like that, but in terms of the Nurgle mortal, I guess you might call them, side of things, these are the only models I have. And I picked these up through the Warhammer Quest Shadows over Hammerhall box set. It's a terrific little box set, like most of these. It comes with like a little smorgasbord of different models, because there's a variety of different enemies in this hero quest. It's not just Tzeentch like the last one, or Tzeentch. I assembled and painted these in a week, and I'm fairly happy with the result. Very self-critical of my own painting. There's plenty of things that I know I wish I could do a little bit better, a little bit finer hand, a little bit finer details, but overall, I think that they turned out really nice. I'm really quite happy with them, and I have a hard time doing anything but my best when I paint, so it's always it was a little bit of a challenge to get these finished within a week. But I must say, these are just absolutely superb models. There are so many different parts, and for this video I'm going to basically show you the process by which I painted them, just as a slideshow essentially. I took a picture almost every day I worked on them. So basically, like Monday I assembled the models, and then Tuesday I got out the old airbrush, rocking that airbrush, and basically primed them, and then gave them like a zenithal highlight. I don't know if that really paid off. The Games Workshop way of painting models, I think, uses maybe too many layers of paint to really make it shine, or really worth the effort. I'm not really sure about that. We'll see. Some of the comments might kind of give me a sense if that worked or not. But I basically painted these according to the Warhammer TV guide, I guess, during the end times. I was really quite happy with how the skin tone really worked out. So, after they're primed, I then work on the bases, and then you can see some of the other progress as I went through, and today they're finished. So I especially like the fly head model and things like that. Like I said, there's so many parts in this kit. I have so many leftover bits, and you could really make an entire unit that just is so customized. I really wanted to use some Nurgle's Rot. When I did the Khorne models on the bases and stuff, I put some Blood for the Blood God on the base. In this case, I really wanted to put some Nurgle's Rot and to tie in so some of the greens with the base as well. I'm quite happy with them. So, when you're working on these types of projects, you really want to keep meticulous notes. And so, when you ever come back to these projects, you want to make sure you know exactly the types of paints you're using. So, I'm being very careful with what I'm doing. My initial idea for the armor was to match kind of the olive green of the Death Guard in 40k, but I think that the contrast here works really well with like the very lighter flesh tones. That's something I would not have decided to do. I probably would have done, if it was purely on my own, maybe like a light green type color. Keep in mind what I might paint, like a plague bearer or something like that at some point. But the Warhammer TV video did this very light flesh tone, and I actually really liked it in the end. I really liked how they made it look like the skin was kind of bruised and kind of very tormented and ill. And these guys, since they're mortals, would presumably have, you know, a regular flesh tone. Like the skin isn't the same as the plague bearers, which are, you know, purely demonic. And so these guys would, you know, presumably have regular flesh and then have that corrupted over time. So I think it really works out. I'm really happy with these guys, how they've worked out. And that's the end of it. And who knows how long it will be before I ever get back to another unit. But I would love to see, you know, 15 of these, continuing the paint scheme to really broaden them out. And I'm quite happy with the work that I did. This is one of those projects that I kind of wish maybe I'd taken an extra couple days to do. I painted a lot the last couple days. I think 5 or 6 hours yesterday and about the same today. But it's well worth it. Like I said, I have a hard time not doing everything that I want to do, like taking shortcuts and things like that. And so you just need to pull through and just, you know, complete the work that you started. And having this deadline, I remarked to Mrs. Hooves that it's almost like I had like an exam or something. I was like, you know, or writing a paper or something. It's like I've got to get these finished by today. But you know, I'm glad I pushed myself and got them finished. I'm quite happy with them. So my next project for next week is Grey Knights, and I'll probably do like 5 generic Grey Knights. Or maybe 10. I might be able to do 10 in a week. We'll see. And then the project after that, I rolled on my hobby randomizer today, because one project finished. I gotta know what I'm doing next. And that will be Tolerant Desert Raiders. Old school Metal Imperial Guard. Like I said, I love rolling that chart because it's so bizarre what you're gonna get. I don't have any Tolerant. And I wanted to, you know, because some of these projects, I say roughly a week, but some might go, you know, 9 or 10 days, and then others might be, you know, 4 or 5 days, so long as there's roughly a video a week. And after working pretty hard on these 5, I thought I'd do a fairly easier project for the Tolerant, especially since I don't have any, and, you know, buying like one of those old school regiments, like a box set or something of Tolerant Guard, which you can do on eBay, but they're, you know, $80 or so. So I wanted something that was a little bit more manageable, a little bit more within my budget. I'm just going to paint one special character. It's Al-Ref. He's the guy with like the cool shades and stuff like this. So I just ordered him, and he's supposed to be here by the end of next week. And so I'm just going to spend, you know, probably 4 or 5 days just working on that one guy. And maybe I'll try to push my skills up a little bit more on him than I would a regular troop, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that. Thanks for tuning in, and have a good one. Bye.